It is a privilege to offer some brief remarks today for the 10th anniversary of the creation of the U.S. hostage enterprise. Thank you to the McCain Institute and the Foley Foundation for putting together today's important event. On Inauguration Day 2017, while serving in the first Trump administration as a special assistant to the president and senior director for counterterrorism, I stepped into the job knowing firsthand that countering terrorism was relentless work. But I quickly learned the fundamental truth that the Presidential Policy Directive, Hostage Recovery Activities, PPD-30, was more than policy work. It was an unwritten compact with hostage families. I was accountable for their loved ones. Before sunrise on a brisk Sunday morning, only days later, at the Eisenhower Executive Office Building, I unceremoniously hung a framed copy of an 1878 painting in my office. This was the morning after SEAL Ryan Owens, a highly trained hostage rescuer, was killed in a counterterrorism operations overseas. The print I hung depicts a battle scene between pirate hostage takers and the U.S. Navy. That print memorializes our young nation's first foray in a foreign hostile world of hostage taking, hostage diplomacy, terrorism, and overseas fights with bewildering enemies. That crisis tested President Thomas Jefferson's mettle and necessitated that a young country navigated the shoals of a crisis a long way from American shores. For the following 200-plus years, the United States and the world would witness waves of terrorism and hostage taking. In 2014, ISIS terrorists ushered in a new nightmarish era of hostage taking and brutality. You know that gut-wrenching story. A year later, in 2015, President Obama quoted Diane Foley when he said, "As Americans, we can do better." And that's why the president ordered a comprehensive review of our hostage policy, which eventually became PPD-30. We're deeply indebted to Diane Foley, the conscience of the U.S. hostage enterprise and hostage families, who courageously stood up the Foley Foundation in 2014 to hold U.S. officials accountable and advocate for bringing innocent Americans home. That relentless advocacy and steadfastness led to PPD-30 in the formation of a hostage enterprise. So what is left for us to do better going forward? To sum up, the U.S. must continue to relentlessly pursue hostage takers and, when possible, get them to trial. But in the end, there's another lesson we can take away that might help with the paradigm of states wrongfully detaining more Westerners. If heads of state, if diplomats, statesmen, and lawmakers can come together the way that the U.S. has endeavored to do, with the legacy of Jim Foley and all the other victims in mind, to build a global coalition of free hostages, then perhaps sanctions, global condemnation, and greater international cooperation will make hostage-taking less profitable and deter future hostage takers. Thank you.